come with me to Color Me Mine to paint a plate for the Simanim and the Shivat Haminim for the high holidays this year. First of all, I just need to send all of my love to Color Me Mine, specifically this one in Summit, New Jersey. I have been going here for as long as I can remember. I used to go every winter break with my family, so I literally have art from almost every year of my life, which means so much to me as someone who considers himself an artist. And the people here are literally so nice, and they always have a bunch of Jewish stuff. Okay, now let me talk about what I did. There is literally a mitzvah, a commandment of beautifying your life and the holidays, and I have always deeply connected with that mitzvah. And so every year I try to beautify each holiday just a little bit more. And so this year I decided to make a plate or tray for the Simanim and the Shivat Haminim. But what are the Simanim and Shivat Haminim? The literal definition of Simanim is signs or symbols, and that's exactly what they are. They are foods that we eat on Rosh Hashanah that symbolize what we want in the coming year. The most commonly known one is apples and honey for a sweet new year. But then there's also an idea of a gourd, because a gourd in Hebrew is kara, which is like kriya, which means to tear, and we want God to rip up all the bad decrees that are going to happen to us in the next year. And these things are honestly just so comforting to have, and I really do recommend looking into them because they're good to know, and also it's kind of fun to see what kind of puns God throws in there. Like, good one on you. Now, the Shivat Haminim are the 7 species of the land of Israel, and these are literally just the 7 things that God says will prosper in the land of Israel and be fruitful. Now we remember these things during this time because we want to remind ourselves that we are looking forward to the time of Mashiach when these fruits will be just as fruitful in the land again. And it's also said in Kabbalah that these 7 items correspond to attributes that someone can have. But especially in the holiday of Sukkot, we are trying to be as one with nature as we possibly can. And with all these things that are either animals or fruits and vegetables, we are also just reminding ourselves of the little miracles that God gives us every day, like the ability to grow these things out of the ground and for these animals to be alive and there for our consumption, which is probably not great for vegans and vegetarians, but that's separate. And I, for one, am so excited to put these Shivat Haminim and the Simanim on this special plate that I made. Thank you so much again to Color Me Mine of Summit for having me, and come back in about a week or so to see the finished products. I'm so excited.